T-minus 60 seconds and count. Start. 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff.
I suppose I've always had a childhood fascination with space. I think all kids kind of go through that phase. You know, I had a little telescope when I was a kid, and so I've always liked that. I've always been a bit of a nerd, watched a lot of Star Trek. But yeah, I never really thought that I would be going to space. I didn't really think that this would be a viable option in my lifetime. I don't really want to be an astronaut. I want to colonize another planet. So I guess I've always been the type of person who, I don't know, would complain about what, I don't know, humankind, and especially what the United States was and wasn't doing in space. Like I was always the kind of person who would be like, well, I mean, like if everyone just like paid 3 pennies per paycheck, we could do this and this and this, blah, blah, blah. And then I decided that I really wanted to be part of the solution and not just complaining. I just saw something about Mars One just in an article over a year ago, just making fun of it, you know, something about like, you know, Dutch company has open call for astronauts, and everything clicked in my brain. I was like, yes, this is it. I've been asked a lot of times, you know, why I even want to go to space, and I don't really know how to answer that, because to me it seems obvious. I think everyone should want to go to space. I think everyone should want to colonize another planet, to be a part of the future. So in spring of 2013, I applied for Mars One, and then I just kind of waited around for a long time, anticipating that I wouldn't make the next round. And then in December, I found out that I made it, and I was so excited. I pretty much like fell to the floor and screamed "me," like it was really obnoxious. And after that, I had to get a physical. So I passed my physical. There've really only been one round so far, one elimination, I guess. And then the physicals did eliminate a few other people who just couldn't pass. So we were at about 700, and I think about another, I don't know, between 150 people have now dropped out for personal reasons or health reasons or things of that nature. So we're at about 660 right now. And I have an interview coming up. It's just going to be over Skype, but it's going to be with the actual Mars One selection committee. And I don't exactly know what to expect, but after that, there will be another round of cuts. You know, this is a really tough one for all of my loved ones, I think. They want to support me. You know, they feel like if they tell me not to go, that they're being a bad friend, being a bad mom. But at the same time, if you are super supportive, then it seems like you don't want me to be on the planet anymore. That's kind of rude. So I don't know, they're just put in this really awkward position, and I understand how they must feel. I don't really know how I want people to react, honestly. I guess I want them to be super supportive, but also really, really miss me. My mom, I think, is a little bit fame hungry. And so she gets super excited when, you know, I do interviews and stuff, and she plasters them all over Facebook. But every time I talk to her, she'll just end our, you know, phone conversation with, okay, so I love you, don't go to Mars, bye. So she really doesn't want me to go, and there will be a lot of tears if I do. My dad, on the other hand, is very supportive. He doesn't want me to let fear, and that's what it is, fear get in the way of my dream, because he knows that I'll regret that forever if I don't at least try. So the trip to Mars takes about 7 to 8 months, and the launch window to get to Mars is every 2 years. So, you know, if we miss it, we miss it. We'd have to wait another 2 years, so that's frustrating. And they can obviously only send people and things every 2 years. We're not going to be asleep or anything like that. We don't really have the technology to put that into place yet. And I don't know, kind of the whole point of Mars One is that it's using existing technology. We have the technology to get things to Mars. We just don't have the technology to bring it back. And so the idea is that it is going to be a one-way trip. And maybe in the future we'll be able to go back, but right now you are signing up to go one way, and you need to be okay with that. So I've got a lot of selfish reasons for going to Mars. Like a lot of unselfish ones, but certainly a lot of selfish ones. I'm looking forward to making history. I'm looking forward to being one of the first people on Mars, being like the mother of a new civilization. I don't know, anticipate that there would be like a statue of me on Mars in the future, or that 1,000 years from now, like little Martian kids will learn about me in history class. I'm excited to live a life that no one has ever lived before, to go outside, and it's not green grass, it's not blue sky, it's Mars. The earth is red and the sky is butterscotch. I'm really excited to see that in person. Mars, the planet, is going to be passively trying to kill us the entire time. And so if, any critical system fails and if all of its backups fail, we're going to die. And that's something that you're signing up for if you're doing this. Yeah, it's terrifying. I'm really scared about the 1,000 things, the million things probably, that could go wrong on my way there, when I've already arrived. But you're not really given any guarantees in life here on Earth either. I could die next week, I don't know. So I want to die doing something I believe in, I guess. I think that there is a pull, a draw that all humans feel towards the unknown. I do think that is an especially American thing, especially a Western thing. In the old world, you've got people living where their grandparents lived and their great-grandparents lived, on and on through the generations. Whereas like here, you don't really have that so much. So I know like it's in my blood to, explore the unknown and want to move forward and want to go someplace new. The idea that I could change not only the world, but I guess the solar system, the human race, is just so exciting. It's something that I can't pass up. I know that it's really dangerous, and I'm really not doing it just, for notoriety. I'm doing it because I believe in it. Like, I truly believe that the human species needs to become like an interplanetary society, and this is the first step towards doing it. So I read a lot about space travel for obvious reasons, and in a lot of what I've read, they've talked about how people were really worried before humans were actually in space, that as soon as you got up there, you would go completely crazy. Like, it would just blow your mind and you wouldn't be able to handle it, just, being tugged away from Earth like that. And obviously, astronauts don't go completely crazy generally. They're usually okay up there. But I am a little bit worried as you go farther and farther away from Earth. I'm going to feel panicked. I think I'm going to feel excited. I think that the sensation of weightlessness is going to be incredible for a little bit, and then during the 8-month journey, I'm going to hate it. I'm going to just dream about walking. But I think initially it's just going to be probably the best moment of my life, possibly the worst moment of my life, but I think the best. So when I make it to Mars, I'm basically going to be renouncing my Earth citizenship, my American citizenship, my Provo citizenship. I'm going to be a Martian, and that's going to be my life from that point on, and I'm just going to devote everything I have to it. I can't go back, and so I'm just really concerned about the future. We're laying the groundwork for an entire society if things go well. So I just want to work on, being a good community and building things for, the future occupants, and innovating and changing things, because it's going to be our colony, the people who live there, not Earth's colony anymore. I really don't know what to say if I'm the first person to step foot on Mars. And I think about it all the time. Like, I think about it, I don't know, probably like a quarter of the time. I'm kidding, but I don't really think anything can top like one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Like, you can't beat it. It's so good.
Discovery Houston, negative return.
Copy, negative return.